Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the latest volume in Chandos' ongoing survey, volume 4, actually, of the orchestral works of Ruth Gipps. Now, I've had good things and not so good things to say about this series. She was a talented composer, there's no question about it, but some of her music is just not terribly distinctive in my view. And while it's all attractive, it's all very pretty, it's Vaughan Williams with some, extra harmony that's not Vaughan Williams sort of thrown into it. Maybe that's the problem. It lacks a really strong, distinctive voice. It simply does. I don't know what else to tell you. But that doesn't mean it's true of all of it. And the Fifth Symphony is really something special. Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. This particular disc, which features the BBC Philharmonic under Rumon Gamba, contains her violin concerto, which was written for her brother, actually, but the soloist here is the very fine Charlie Lovell-Jones, who does an excellent job with it. It's a big work, 27 minutes or so. It has a very exciting finale, and not just because it has a quadruple forte whack on the tam-tam, which improves anything, especially concerto finales that tend to bog down. I think it says something about her ability, quite frankly, that the finale is probably the best movement. I mean, not just because of the tam-tam crash, but I mean because it has the most energy and the most captivating themes and all of those things. It takes a little while to get going in the first movement, and the slow movement is an interlude. It's an intermezzo type piece, such as Schumann used to like to write. Like the slow movement of his Fourth Symphony or something like that. It's not a Schumann-esque piece, but that's sort of the concept, because the outer movements are the big meaty ones. And the overall feeling is really very satisfying, I think. She was only 21 when she wrote it. It really tells you just how talented she was, because violin concertos, as we all know, are a son of a bitch to write. And this one sounds very, very confident. So, okay, you may like it, in the first couple of movements more than I did, but I enjoyed it. It's an enjoyable piece. Next, there is a tone poem called Leviathan. Well, as you might expect, it is a tone poem for contrabassoon and orchestra. And the best thing about it is that you don't hear the contrabassoon all that much. Well, let me put it to you this way. You hear it plenty, but it's not all just, gnarly, flatulent. I mean, there's some of that, of course. It's an odd work. No one's quite sure what she was getting at when she wrote it. It's how long is it here? It's, not that long. 5 minutes, looks like. It sounded longer to me when I was listening to it. I mean, it really did. It's not very quick. Yeah, it's 5 minutes and 2 seconds for double bassoon, solo, and chamber orchestra. And, it just sort of prowls around and does its little thing and fades away. It's not a major work. Let's not pretend otherwise. So then we get, well, I have to say, wait a minute. Bill Anderson is the extremely capable contrabassoonist who just chortles away or tootles away, or whatever contrabassoonists do. And it's all mercifully brief. So then we get to the Fifth Symphony, which I think is Gipps' finest so far. I really do. She wrote symphonies now in interesting forms, single movements and other things. I mean, she was creative in her handling of form, nowhere more so than here. The piece is in 4 movements, with a short, slow movement, a real virtuoso scherzo, a huge orchestra. You've got harps and celesta passages and vibraphones and all kinds of nifty things happening in it, which are handled with extraordinary confidence. The thematic material strikes me as interesting. There's some wonderful, mysterious stuff happening in the first movement. And the finale, and this is where things get really interesting, the finale is cast as a missa brevis for orchestra, with each section named after one of the sections of the Mass Ordinary. And I don't hear anything vaguely spiritual or liturgical about the music, really not. But it's beautiful music. And there are some recurring themes and some really good themes, too, some really good tunes of a distinctiveness and simplicity that seem to elude her in her earlier works. I sometimes think, as with string quartets, composers tend to outsmart themselves when confronted with symphonies. You know, it has to be sophisticated. It has to do this. They don't want to write tunes. They want to work with motives. Well, here it seems her confidence is such that she offers us everything that I think a symphony should have. You know, you still have this issue with it's kind of hard to tell when she's stopping or why she's stopping, where the music is exactly going, but it's more satisfying than her average and really a fine piece of orchestral writing. I really think it is. You know, whether you buy into my whole goal-directed, you know, climax and resolution and tension thing, that's a personal thing. That's just how I feel about it. I would listen to this again many times. I've already listened to it a couple times, and I really think it bears repetition. And the more I listen to it, the more I feel I want to hear it again. And there's more to hear than I did the first time. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. Now, the performances strike me as excellent with Rumon Gamba here and the BBC Phil. And like I said, the two soloists are really fine. The sonics are wonderful. This is a real discovery, in my view. And I know a lot of you already have fallen for her and really enjoy her work, so you're not going to need any recommendation from me. But for those of you who have hesitated or who haven't been as impressed, I think this is definitely worth listening to. It shows her at her best. It really does. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.